I don't have my fan.
Hmm.
Wait, no, yes, I do. Hold on.
Oh, see. Sometimes we wait till we start recording to remember what we have and what we don't. And since Logan is in New York City right now, he's digging through his period, digging through his luggage just to grab his fan. Don't we love it? Audio viewers, you're welcome for the commentary as Logan ran to go get his fan out of his luggage while he's in New York. Period.
Cannot wait to watch that whole sequence back.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I did it! Woo! Hello, and welcome to the Cup Refill, where the reality of the past
Oh,
becomes the
stop
tea.
fanning while you're. I'm gonna say, please stop fanning while you're talking, because.
Sorry.
But go
Welcome
ahead.
to the Cup. No, it's just hot in here. Welcome to the Cup TV, and welcome to the Cup Refilled, where the reality of the past becomes the tea of today. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay, and yes, I am in New York currently. Very fun, very cute, very, very different. I am just drinking water because hydration is very important because it is very humid here. And yeah.
Yeah. And hello. I am Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because I loves me some tea. Her. And if you have some, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am also just drinking water because hydration is important and water helps your skin. And so stay hydrated, people. Go drink some water. But
Yes, God.
yes, but if I was drinking anything else, I would be drinking it out of my cup mug because everything tastes better coming out of a cup mug. Just saying. And you can get your cup mug at wannageescreations.etsy.com, where you can get all of our cup merch, including this beautiful mug and other things. So check us out. And we do ship internationally, so there are no excuses.
Woo. Well, it's over.
We did it. We did it, Joe.
We just went ahead and decided that we were going to just finish out season 2 of Project Runway
We did.
because the last 3 episodes, honestly, before the finale, are kind of meh. Nothing
Hmm.
really major happened. And we have a lot going on currently because at the time of filming this, it is Big Brother premiere day. So happy Big Brother Day, Lana.
Happy Big Brother
Um,
premiere day to you. And also, happy Drag Race Philippines premiere day.
yes, all of the premieres are
All
happening.
they're happening today, and guess what? We have to talk about all of them. So yeah, we need to
Woo.
got to wrap up Project Runway to make room for other things that we're going to be talking about. You can check out all of our Drag Race content on our main channel at the Cut Pod, and then subscribe over there if you're not, and then come over here if you are, and stay here. Watch
Woo. Yes.
that.
So we are going to be talking about episode 10, the makeover, episode 11, the evening gown situation. I honestly have nothing to say about the reunion.
I mean, we can glance over the reunion.
I have no thoughts, honestly. But yes, and then we will talk about the 2-part finale, the Olympus Fashion Week shows, all of that. But we start with episode 10, and we find out that it's a makeover, and they are making over each other.
Hmm. I
Oh,
don't like this challenge either.
I hate this challenge because I feel like certain people were automatically at a disadvantage. And by
Yeah,
people at a disadvantage, I mean anyone that had to do menswear.
yep, agreed. But interesting enough, that disadvantage did not play out in this episode. When we'll talk about it later. What I didn't like about this challenge is because I feel like people naturally will be so worried about the look that they were going to get put in that they didn't have time to focus on the look that they were putting on other people. And it showed in some people's designs. And I would have rather them pick some regular everyday person and did a makeover that way instead of them
Agreed.
working on on each other, because I feel like it just took time away from them actually preparing a good garment for the person who they were working on, because they were trying to worry about the garment that they were being worked on. So that's just my little thing. I would rather them not do it on each other. Let the designers be the designers and focus on the designs instead of working to be models.
Designers.
Designers. So yeah,
Designer.
that's what I didn't really care for, but you know,
Yeah.
what else?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And it really did take away because at certain points, like especially the group of three with Chloe, Nick, and Daniel, they're all like they're having to balance not only making their own garment, but fitting their garment on the person that they're doing, but also making sure that they're being the model for the person that's making their garment. But also like
Mm-hmm.
there's that the Santino and Cara situation, it was honestly I felt like it was a little bit easier because it's like a very
Back
linear
and forth,
sort of
right?
thing. Yeah.
Give and take. I'll check you, you check me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But I mean, honestly, there's not much drama in this episode. It's just like,
it's not. A lot of it was more like Nick, like I'm used to doing menswear. I used to do menswear, so I know how to do menswear.
and
And
that's the kiss of death.
to say I know how to
100%.
do it 100%.
We see that on
Um,
Drag Race so much. We see that on so many reality competition shows.
yeah, any show where somebody say, "Oh, I'm good at this. This is what I
Uh
do,"
huh.
they turn around and do
They automatically
horribly
go
at it.
home.
It's
They automatically go home. So, yeah. And then the other, I guess the big storyline of the episode is just like Nick is tired of Santino's bullshit.
yeah,
And
he's over it.
trust, we are too.
Everybody is. It's
Just,
that's he's just Nick is Santino just says things, and I feel like I understand why Santino did a lot of the things that he did now, knowing watching his well the end we'll see, and later on in these episodes of why Santino is how he is, and I feel like that's a lot of just insecurity in him, and it comes up in a very defensive way. He uses humor or attacking, not even, and I don't even think he's intentionally trying to attack people. He used what he thinks is jokes, but sarcasm and his humor as a way to shield his own insecurities about what he's doing and how he's being presented and how he presents
mhm.
himself. And so I'm like, I understand it, but it still doesn't make it any better, because you can be like, oh, I'm not, my intentions aren't to hurt people's feelings, but you are hurting people's feelings regardless of your intentions or not. You are hurting people's feelings. And so it's a defense mechanism for him, and a lot has to do with his growing
Absolutely.
up, his childhood,
Yeah.
his situations after he became an adult,
Mhm.
and and just regular life, and that happens. I get it, but
Mhm.
doesn't make it any less tolerable.
Yeah. Yeah. You said it perfectly. Like that's it. Yeah. 100%. There's
But
nothing else to say about it.
yeah,
So
but so Nick was tired of it. Nick is sick of it. Nick was like over it, and he refused to talk to Santino after a while. He was kind of like, I don't have anything to say.
I'm fine. I
I'm
don't
I'm
need to do this anymore.
right. It's like I'm good. I'm not going to placate
hmm
your jokes. I'm not going to laugh it off. I'm just gonna not act like you exist in my world right now, which I do all the time to people who I'm
Yeah.
just over. I'm like, then you no longer exist in my life, so I don't care any
Exactly.
much about
Exactly.
you. So
And then Santino literally taking up until the last minute, gluing and sewing Kara into the garment. Like, ugh,
this
just ugh.
it was just a lot. Honestly, like we said, it wasn't a whole lot of nothing going on, but it was like people were trying to do their best at what they could do. And like you said, some people had advantages, some people had disadvantages, some people rose to the occasion, and some people didn't. So honestly, I think we could just go to the runway, because there's really nothing else to talk
I
about that
think
happened in the
we're
workroom.
good. I think we're good. Makeover,
Makeover.
makeover,
Oh,
makeover, make.
look how cute
I do my best. I was trying
you
something
do.
different today.
Differently different. We love
Very
it.
differently different. We're going to start with Santino modeling Kara's garment.
I like this. I thought it was very Santino. I thought it was like this is what Santino would wear, but in a cleaned up version of Santino, a nice put together version of Santino.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good look. I thought it was nice. I thought it was,
Hmm.
yeah, I love the hat. It was a nice look.
Yeah, I think it's really good. The part that I enjoy the most, honestly, are the pants. And that was
Mm-hmm.
something Santino said specifically he really wanted. So I
Mm-hmm.
was, I loved it. The whole
I love that.
outfit looked good.
Yeah, I love that she put the plaid in the shirt as well as the pants. So when the flap open, you saw the plaid. That was
Yeah.
cute.
And then
I
the
thought it
hat
was
as
cute.
well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
I'm gonna
good.
be honest.
Hmm.
Maybe Kara should have won.
I agree with you. I
Yay! Shocker, we agree.
I do think Kara. This should have been Kara's first win,
Because she doesn't get a win.
and she doesn't get a
How
win.
upsetting.
Annoying. Everybody else on that stage got a win. She should have
I
got that win.
know. And Andre had a win.
Andre.
Andre. And who
Mm-hmm.
went? Oh, and Zulema had a win.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, gross. I'm gonna give Kara a 90.
I will give Kara. I will match your 90 because it was good.
This is Daniel modeling Nick's garment. Honestly, I didn't hate it. And I don't know whether it's because we're looking at it through the lens of 2023,
Right.
because this is absolutely something I would wear in my everyday life.
I mean, I get the little stuff like no pockets, no button
Yeah.
closure on the suit. It's not tailored like to perfection to his body, but it's still not a bad suit. I
It's
mean,
not a
if he
bad
had
suit at
more,
all.
it's not a bad suit. If he had more time, he could have put some pockets on it and put some closures on it. It would have been
Right.
perfectly fine.
I like the open jacket, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
mind it.
Mm-hmm. I didn't hate it, honestly. I thought it was okay. I thought it was really decent. I probably would give this an 85.
I'm gonna give it an 80.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
This is
Let's talk about something I
Cara.
hate. Let's talk about something I hate. I hate
Let's
this.
let's talk about the positives with Santino's garment on Cara. Cara
She
is
looks amazing.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Cara is beautiful.
She looks good in it, but I don't like it.
It's ugly.
It's the color's wrong. The
The sleeve is falling
sleeve is
apart.
falling apart. It's
It's a weird
it's a
length.
weird length. It's just
No.
it feel like it looked like it's yanking up at the crotch area.
No.
Yeah, I don't really like it.
No.
No, 40.
40.
Not a fan.
This is Chloe modeling Daniel's garment. This is
I
not
didn't
good.
like this either. I did not
This,
like this either.
let's start with the positives. Chloe looks beautiful.
Let's start with the positive for Daniel. He's lucky he had immunity because
Oh, he would have been gone.
he would have been
Heidi
gone.
even said so.
Yeah, with this look, oof, it made Chloe look so. It cut her off at the waist, and it just it made her look shorter than she already is. She's
Yeah.
already a small petite girl. You don't need to cut it off like that. Mm, mm, 25.
That's generous. I'm going to give it a 14.
Whoo.
And that's all for Chloe's beauty.
Mm.
And this is Nick modeling Chloe's.
This is
Her
so
first
good.
time doing menswear, and it's
And it's
incredibly
so
impressive.
good.
It's
It's so
incredibly
good.
impressive. Yeah.
It looks like something Nick would wear. It's something I would think Nick would wear if he was wearing something like that. It's good. It's really good. The pinstripe, the pink in the back. I like the pink in the back. Even though Michael
Oh, it's
Kors is like, I don't really
so
like it.
good.
I love that. I love that the vest in the front is very like the pants and pinstripe, and then turn around and it's the pink in the back to go with the shirt. It's so good. I liked it. I like this a lot. 95.
87.
Wait.
You gave it a higher score than.
Well, then I'll give Kara 96.
Except that, yeah, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
Kara's 96. Chloe's in 95.
Sure. So, our top two. The ladies. Woo! And
Ooh,
Chloe does get the win here.
yeah,
I think it should have been Cara.
that should have been Kara.
Yep.
But
And the men are in the bottom.
mm-hmm. I don't agree with this, honestly.
They send Nick home, and I really disagree with
I
this.
disagree with that so very much.
Mm,
I'm like, oof.
it's
Yeah,
upsetting.
I was not happy with that one. I was like, oh no. I thought Nick Stick was fine.
If you're comparing Nick's look to Santino's look fell apart. I don't know what
Hmm.
kind of blackmail Santino had against the judges, but like,
I mean, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that Cara did not say anything on that runway, and she let Santino just BS his way through his thing. Like, oh, it happened. We fell apart because we was backstage jumping up and down. She was so happy. Boss Car be like, absolutely not. I was not happy. I don't like it. He was gluing stuff on me at the last minute. It's falling apart because he glued it and it wasn't finished. That's why it's falling apart. It's not what I wanted.
mhm,
I would have said something, and she just stood there and was like, I,
mm,
she was the reason why Nick went home, and not Santino for not speaking up and saying how they did. She just did not like this because this is about the client as well, and she was the
yeah,
client, and you just stood there and accepted
yeah.
nonsense. So
Well, we lose Nick. I'm very upset about it. But
very sad about it.
well, we move on. It is
Mm.
the penultimate episode before Olympus Fashion Week,
Mm-hmm.
and Heidi gives out the challenge that we're creating an evening gown.
Mm-hmm.
And then later
And
on, we
then
find out Iman,
right,
theme just Iman.
it's just Iman because what else do you need besides to know
Iman is love,
Iman?
Iman is light. That's all you need to know.
Iman.
Iman.
Iman is going to wear this dress.
Yeah,
You Iman is wearing this dress. Like
Iman.
what? Yeah.
Iman.
Iman.
Iman. So, yes. So they're making an evening gown for Iman. Honestly, nothing dramatic happens in this episode.
Nothing at all.
Nothing major. They're
Nothing
all
at
kind of
all.
falling apart at certain points. Chloe is questioning whether she wants this or not. Kara's falling apart. Santino is annoying. And Daniel is Daniel.
Yep. That's literally it. It's like this episode was so like it reminded me so much of the last season's uh, final four episode where
Agreed.
it was just like everybody just fell apart. Everybody was just like out of it. They were at their wits end. They were second guessing themselves. They were doubting themselves. They just couldn't come up with great designs, and it's just I would love, like last season, we said that Nancy O'Dell ruined the final three. Last season, I
Like,
don't, I
Iman
don't,
kind of ruined it.
um, I mean, honestly, I think Iman made the best choice that she could with the position that she was given. I think that was one of the best ones on the runway, honestly. So, uh,
Let's talk about it.
let's talk about it. Let's jump right into it because it's evening wear for Iman.
And first up is Santino. This is ugly. It's really fucking ugly. It's the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen. It's ugly.
I would do it with you and say, it is ugly. Yes, it is ugly. It is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen.
Ooh,
Period.
your mic maxed out in that moment, and we did not get any of that beautiful high note, but it's okay.
Sin.
There we go.
Period. It
Period.
is. It is so. It looks like sequins exploded all over the bottom of that dress, and in the worst possible way. Like the dress was almost good when he was starting it before he added all that sequin stuff on it. I was like, mm, take it off.
Take off all
Take
of it.
take it off. But it's oof oof.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, Pam.
It's a
Mm-mm.
30, and that's strictly because Heather is beautiful.
I
I don't
plead.
blame you. This is Cara.
It's a dress on a
It's
model.
it's a dress, and that's honestly all it is. It's just a dress.
It's a dress. The hem was off. It was not finished at the bottoms. It was puckering everywhere. It's a dress.
It's a dress made of materials
And
on
it was
wood.
wrinkled. She didn't even steam it or iron it or anything. It was
What is it about the
mm,
early season Final Four challenges? Just everyone flops.
they flop.
I don't
Everybody
understand.
flops.
I don't get it. But
It's so bad.
31.
10 for her model.
I'm gonna give it a 31 so that way it's higher than Santino's.
10 for her model.
Great. I love Eden. Love Eden.
Love Eden.
Chloe.
I ain't
This
like
is
this either.
also ugly.
It's so very ugly. Like it made her look like she was wearing a diaper in the back. Like Grace is too beautiful for that. It it's a dress. It's a silver dress. It
It's well constructed for the most part.
but she put the darts in the wrong place for me and in the back.
Yeah.
It just made her look like she was lugging around a big, like Tim told her, you go have to explain why Grace got a big fat butt on this stage when she don't have a big fat butt in real life. And it's just looks it just make it look like she got a poopy diaper on. I don't like it.
Yeah.
10.
This is a 32.
It's same for me as Cara, but
We'll
better
give
than
it 1 point
Santino's.
higher than Cara.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you can all imagine what my score is going to be for Daniel.
11.
It's a 33.
Because it's a dress. It's a simple
It's
navy chiffon charmeuse, whatever kind of
it's
dress.
silk charmeuse, Lana. You
Silk
better make sure
charmeuse.
to acknowledge that it is silk charmeuse again.
Silk
Navy
charmeuse
silk charmeuse again.
again.
Oh my god, not the
Oh,
navy silk
navy silk
charmeuse
charmeuse.
again.
Oh, Jesus. Navy silk
Navy silk
charmeuse.
charmeuse.
If I don't ever have to say navy silk charmeuse again, it will be
We're
the
probably
best
gonna
of my
have to
life.
say navy silk charmeuse
I'm
again.
sure we will, but silk charmeuse. It is a dress. And it was fine. It's an 11 because it's a little better than the other dresses. It was so boring. This runway was so boring and bad and just,
Anyway, I'm gonna get it off of our screens because
please,
I don't want
thank
to
you.
see it anymore.
Please and thank
Um,
you.
well, Iman made her decision and she
Hmm.
picks Daniels. And mind you, I will say, she looked great.
She looks amazing in the dress.
She
They
looked
did some
gorge.
tweaking to it. They did some things to it, but
Yeah, she looked gorgina.
I mean, it's Iman. Iman would make a trash bag look gorgina. So she did the dress. The dress did not wear her. If it wasn't for Iman, this dress would just be looking like a sad piece of navy silk charmeuse.
Navy silk charmeuse. And so our bottom two ends up, for some ungodly reason, ends up being Cara and Chloe. And I'm just like, why? And also for what? And also, what do you mean? And then
Santino has a point of view.
I think honestly, so Cara does get eliminated here, and while I'm upset about it because I do think Cara deserved to be there over Santino, what I will say is I think she definitely shot herself in the foot a little bit by saying, "Oh, my brand is color and custom textiles, and you
Right.
have not shown that at all this season."
At all. We've
So,
not
like,
seen
I
color.
honestly understand the judges sending her home here because
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, who is this
Right. Who
that we've had in the
designer?
competition? If you're
Who
saying you're
are you?
who are you?
Who are you, designer? And we should not be saying that at this
No,
point in the competition.
no.
Mm-mm.
And so that's why
Cara's gone.
we get to see Cara in a future season, so I'm fine with it.
That's fine.
So we're down to Daniel, Chloe, and by some miracle, Santino Rice.
He
And
has a point of view.
he has a point of view.
I mean,
And they are going into the Olympus Fashion Week show. It is originally 12 garments. We'll
mm-hmm.
talk about the twist in a little bit, but it is originally 12 garments, 7 months.
Yes.
That's way more than they had the first time.
Yes.
I think they had 4 months in season 1.
I think it was 5.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
But I think they realized we probably need to give them more time to do a full blown collection. And I think it has to do with Heidi being pregnant because she was not pregnant by Olympus Fashion Week.
no, she definitely had a child.
So I think that's another reason why they got a
Oh,
longer period
probably.
of time is because Heidi was pregnant. And it was
Oh, most
like,
likely.
okay, for
Most
sure.
likely. Yeah. So Tim does his, visits.
Oh, we just go skip right over the reunion. I'm not going to acknowledge it happened.
Lana,
Because
if
you,
you have points you would like to bring up about the reunion, please do. Like I said before, I honestly don't.
I mean, it was a reunion, and I think this reunion was more had a little bit more drama than the last reunion. I feel only because people were like very upset about things Santino said, and
Yeah.
so we had that whole conversation about the things that Santino said after they go home and watched it, and then Zelima and Nick had some words, and with Rachel, honestly, it was more with Rachel than it was with Nick because Rachel was like get better clothes maybe in the end. I was like, but you're a model, so it doesn't matter what you think about her clothes. You are a model, just do your doggone job.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like Zelima was the only person that said you couldn't walk. It was everybody. So
Literally.
you're mad at the wrong person, Rachel. Tim called you Gumby legs. Zelima just was nice and said you can't walk. Mm. So
Ugh.
um yeah, that was a thing. Guadalupe drunk. Why?
Girl.
Like, girl, who?
Who? I don't
Child.
know her.
I don't know her at all. And
No.
um, it was just everybody was coming. It was a very come to Jesus kind of meeting for some people. Some people had to face the wrath, the reckoning of their words that they said and how they acted. More Santino than anybody. I think he got the biggest whooping of all of everybody else, and it was
Definitely.
deserved. It was
I
deserved
agree.
because he was rude. He was mean, and he said stuff that was just unnecessary. But
Agreed.
now we can
Absolutely
move
agreed.
on because that's it.
Great. Yay.
Mhm.
Um, same, Lana. Same. Um, it was just all Santino talk, and I'm just like, ugh, no, just I don't want to. So we got Tim Gunn visits.
Yep.
He visits
Santino
Dan
first.
Santino first,
Yep.
and it's pretty good. He's
It
pretty
was.
impressed with Santino.
Santino has some things done.
Yep.
He has some things he wants to show. He has the sketches out. He got all of his fabric. He's pretty much on track to be finished with his collection in time. And then he takes him to Venice Beach so he can go and see where Santino came, where he like started pretty much where he was after he left Missouri
Yep.
and how his struggle of being homeless for a while in Venice Beach, and
Yep.
then his friend Tim. We went to his friend Tim's house who is a model, who was a successful working model at the time, and with his
Work.
wife and kids. And so they had a nice place, and they allowed Santino to come move into their home with them, and so he can save up money so he can get back on his feet. And so Santino was very grateful for Tim and his family because he was like, "This is my family. They helped me out when I needed it because I went through a hard life, hard childhood, hard adulthood, and it was
Yeah.
struggling for a while, very insecure about itself." I realized and I remember, but then didn't remember until I saw it again. I remembered that Santino is half black, and I was like, "Oh, okay, makes sense."
Yeah.
And so he was struggling with his own identity issues and his own insecurities about how he looks, how he talks, how he dresses, how he was broke, all this other stuff. So Santino was like, "This is a full circle moment for me." I thought it was a good visit.
I agree.
I thought it was a good visit. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. It helped me learn some things about Santino that I didn't remember or know at the time the show actually aired. So,
Right.
yeah.
And then he goes to Daniel, and
Yes.
Daniel is,
In New York.
in New York doing his thing.
Hmm.
It's a pretty, like, honest to God, it's just kind of a blah visit. Like, it's like
This
Daniel, but he's like, oh, I don't know about this.
Daniel's visit was like Daniel this entire season for me. Daniel was very eh. His whole like everything he's put down the runway was nice,
Yeah.
good. It's okay, and that showed in his collection to me.
Mhm.
It was nice. It was good. It was okay.
It was fine.
It was fine, and Daniel's just fine. He's just I feel like he was 24 at the time. He needed to grow into knowing who he really was as a designer. He thought he knew who he was. And I think this runway and this collection might have hit him over the head to realize I absolutely have no idea what my POV is, who I am as a designer, and what I want to create because his collection and what he said the collection was did not coexist. It
Yeah.
didn't coexist at all. You'll see. We'll talk about that later. But
Yeah.
I feel like he is somebody who needed to know more about who he was as a designer. And
Agreed.
him doing Project Runway this time and getting this far, I think probably helped him because he thought he was stuck. And then get to here and it's like, oh, no, no, you got work to do. You got work to do. So, but his visit was, it was okay. And then Tim went to Houston. Oh, they went shopping for a jacket that Daniel was going to wear
He
at
was like,
finale.
he was like, I want to pick out something with Tim for the finale. And I was like, that's kind of cute.
That was cute.
Sure.
It was cute. And he did it. And then they picked out a nice little simple black slim cut blazer. It was nice. And it looked good on him. It looked good on him.
Yeah.
Then we go to Houston to see Chloe.
And all 7 of her sisters and her mother.
7 sisters.
There are 8 sisters.
They are 8 together, a collective of 8. And they have taken the prettiest pictures. Like,
oh my God, Gorge.
Those are
Gorgina.
so good pictures. I was like, oh, me and my 2 sisters, we take our little
Oh,
sister pictures.
yes.
But then they got 8, and it's so good. It's just a good picture. They did it. I love the drawing picture that they had. I was like, oh, I want somebody to draw me and my sisters so we can. It's so good.
I feel like we know people that do that.
I would. I would love.
I think we know people that do that.
I would love to send somebody a picture of us and like draw this.
Yes.
So cute.
The big thing with Chloe's collection is she's just like, I don't have a whole lot.
I don't.
I don't
She
have
said
sketches. I don't do that, which I didn't
everything.
notice throughout the season. I was like, I didn't never really notice that she doesn't sketch very often.
No, I didn't. I didn't notice that either. I feel like she. You know who else didn't do sketches a lot? Kara-san.
Carson.
And I didn't realize that either until this season that's happening right now of Project Runway, where Kara is back, that she does not do sketches. And I was like, oh, you don't do sketches. You don't.
Nope.
So Chloe doesn't do sketches. She doesn't have a whole lot done. She's like, I just honestly, my collection is not together. It's
Yeah.
not complete in my head. I let things happen organically, and I don't know. It's still coming together. And this was like 7 weeks before,
I think it
or
was
five,
5.
5 weeks. She was like, I'm going to lock myself into my garage for the next 2 months and just work.
Well, and then jumping ahead for a hot second, when they get back to New York and Tim is looking at Chloe's collection for the first time, the first piece he pulls that is her like starter piece, she goes,
Hmm.
"Oh, I made that 2 days ago."
2 days ago.
Like, I mean, I guess that's your creative process and like work diva, but
Yeah.
like, oof, I could never.
I mean,
I
some
I
people.
app- I applaud people that can do that though.
Yeah, I feel like some people could just, think about it, envision it in their head, and it's like it's not going to come out on this paper, but I
Yeah,
see it. I see it, and they just do it, and it's like,
yeah,
woo. I think this is why I love this show so much is because I am not that creative when it comes to like art and fashion and drawing. I think anybody who can do that is so impressive to me, and I'm just like, oh, I love it. I love it. It's so great.
yeah.
But yeah, so they all get back to New York, and
Chloe is not
everybody
excited to see Santino.
absolutely not. She is like,
It
I've seen
is
some stuff.
it is Carson versus Wendy Pepper Part 2, the remix.
Period. Like she is not happy to see him. She's like, I heard some things. She was still upset about what he said about her on the runway, about
Yeah,
her being a pattern maker. And I'm like,
she's
yes,
not a
because
designer.
she's a designer, and that's like saying somebody is a cook when they have gone to school to be a chef. You don't just put them down like that. Like, oh, you're a line cook. Absolutely not. Oh, you're a backup
Oh,
singer. When I'm a solo diva, like
really?
you don't put people like that. Clearly, was his thought to put her in her place. Like you're a pattern maker, not a designer. And then for his excuse to be like, if my intention wasn't to be that mean, where you were, and you don't even apologize for it. Like, yeah, she was not happy to see him.
No. But then
Mm-mm.
they quickly get over it.
It
Like
is.
it's like they have their one moment and then they're like, whereas with Cara and Wendy, well, it went on like the entire time they both were there, and probably was ultimately the reason neither of them won, or at least contributed to it. In
Mhm.
this case, they both kind of just like get over it and they move on. But
I think they realized like we really don't have time for this. We
yeah,
are at Fashion Week. I don't have time to be fighting with you.
yeah. So we're working, we're casting models, we're meeting Michael Kors to cast models. And then 2 days before, Tim and Heidi come in and decide to give them a twist where they have to make a 13th look in 2 days.
Chloe's reaction would have been my
And
reaction.
mine, absolutely. I hated this. I was like, this
I,
is stupid. I don't get this.
I was like, why are you throwing this into them? They have spent months and months
Yeah.
agonizing over this collection, getting it together, finalizing things, and then you decide 2 days when all of their creative juices have been focused on this collection to say, now come up with something else. And it has to be on the runway.
Smile. Now do something else. LOL smile.
Right. It's like, what? Like, absolutely
I
not.
I hated it. I hated this
Just,
so much. I hated every moment of this. But
and
yeah.
yeah, everybody was having mental breakdowns in that
Oh yeah.
moment. And it was just like, ugh. And I felt every bit of it. I felt sorry for all three of them. I was
Yeah.
like, that's horrible.
Yeah. So we also find out that they are gonna get an extra set of hands. So Daniel gets first pick randomly
Hmm.
and picks Nick,
Hmm.
which is the smarter
Great
pick.
choice. Great choice.
Great choice. Santino gets the second pick and picks Andre.
Another great choice.
Another great choice. Chloe picks Diana, which
I thought that was a great choice.
I was excited for more Diana content. I don't think that's who I would have picked of that group.
Who would you have picked?
I think I would have. Oh, I don't know. I maybe would have picked Emmett.
Emmett don't sew.
Chloe,
Emmett don't sew, and you need
shit,
somebody
you're
who
right.
sews.
Oh yeah, you're so right. Diana would have been. Diana is a good choice.
Diana is a great choice.
Maybe Zulema.
Time management was Zulema for me.
Yeah,
we got so much time. I think Diana was the great choice. I feel like she don't want to deal with Cara.
Probably.
I think she felt like she could work better with Diana. Diana is they are of similar taste. They are of similar aesthetic. The Asian persuasions that they had together, they know each other. That's a familiar thing. I just think it was like she knows, like Diana's go listen to me, and we go listen to each other, and I can just tell her what to do, and she won't get offended. She won't be scatterbrained.
Yeah,
she knows how to sew. She knows how to sew quickly.
Yeah,
I think it was the best choice for her because everybody else ought to been like, absolutely not. Who you gonna pick? Guadalupe? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Who are you gonna pick? John.
John, who came back looking fabulous. Wait, by the way, let's talk about John Michaels for a second. John Wade. John Michael is somebody I know in real life. John Wade, who left looking like John Wade and came back looking like John Wade. Okay. I was like, I see you, bro. I love a good transformation makeover. Look, he looked great. He looked fine before. He looked fabulous before. He looks even more fabulous than now. So
yes,
go for you, John Wade. But yeah, I think she made the best choice.
Absolutely. Yeah, so they keep working. They do their thing. Basically, it's like all three assistants end up being in charge of the 13th look, essentially.
Period.
As it should be.
As it should be, because they don't have time for this. They got to do other stuff.
Yeah. And then
what I found interesting, Santino got no model fittings. No models came to be fitted except his model,
except
Heather. That's the only one. And I was like, what the heck? Who are these models? And why didn't, unless they were just booked and busy all week and was doing other shows, which is possible. Why did you come to a fitting? Like, that was crazy to me. Diana had everybody but one. And I think Daniel had most of his as well. I don't know
Chloe Diana.
Chloe, did I? Probably.
I think so.
I might have did, but Chloe had all of hers but one.
Yeah.
And then Daniel had most of his. And I find it interesting. I don't know what happens in fashion weeks and stuff with models and stuff, but I'm guessing they're busy if they're getting booked in many different shows. So maybe they don't have time to come. Yeah. But I feel like
the interesting thing for me is when we actually get to the actual, we're there, it's Olympics Fashion Week. Santino's process ends up being the smoothest process. He's like, boom, 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 everything's together. He is the most organized. Daniel ends up losing 2 bags. He's running around crazy. He's having models sew on closures, like gag. And then Chloe, basically, like, I don't know what happened. Like, a lot of her makeup and her hair choices are just not what she wanted.
It was like the stylist just looked at the notes that they got from Collier and was like, we'll do something totally different. Because she was like, that is not what I asked for. This makeup is not. Even Collier was like, bring me Grace. I'll fix her. I'll do it. And they had to literally go in and fix all of the makeup because it just looked clownish. It looked clownish. It was so bad. And wait, before we jump right into that, we have to talk about how Daniel was very underwhelmed and offended at Tim's reaction to his collection when he first saw it. When he got back to New York, he was very upset that Tim wasn't like fawning over it or loving it or even making it. Because Tim was literally like, hmm,
Hmm.
hmm,
Interesting.
interesting, hmm. And that was all he was like, I'm thinking. I'm in deep thoughts. I'm in it's the thought process. I was like, oh,
Tim Gunn just
Tim.
can't tell him that it's ugly.
He didn't want to say it's ugly. But he's like, hmm. But then
Peculiar.
by the 13th look, when they did that 13th look, was like, Tim was like, this
It
makes it so
all
much
came
better.
together.
I was like,
Okay, work diva.
okay. I,
Whatever.
it was interesting.
So
But we jump into the runway.
yeah, let's talk
Cause
about the final runway collection. So I think we're gonna do the same thing that we did with our season 1 review. We're gonna look at all of the looks and we're going to give a score for the collection as a whole.
yes.
So we're going to go in order of who presented first randomly. So we're going to start with Daniel. And here are Daniel's first 4 looks.
Let me go full screen so I can see this. Hmm.
Cute.
Mm-hmm. It's some pieces on here that I really like.
The
And it's
bottom left, I think, is
this
one of
white.
my favorite pieces.
Oh, yes. This white is everything. And I like the jacket of the top left.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That fabric was a really
That
good
fabric is
choice.
good. Fabric
Yeah.
is good.
The
The
other two are fine.
top right is okay. The bottom I'm not a fan of.
The bottom right is fine.
It's okay.
But I'm not like
I'm
blown
not
away
jumping
by
for
it.
joy over it.
Yeah. We've got our
Again,
next
that fabric for
look.
that skirt, but
And then the bottom right is the 13th
oh
look.
yes, which was amazing. I love that.
I think bottom left actually might be my favorite look of the collection.
It's still for me the white, but I
That's
love
fair.
the bottom right.
That's
That'll be
fair.
my next favorite. I
Work.
love the skirt on the top right. I don't like the shirt with the skirt.
Fair and valid.
Um, the bottom. Mm, mm, the top is okay. Top left is okay.
Yeah. 13th look is great.
13 look is great.
And I don't really like any of these.
Mm,
I'm not really. I think the top left would be my favorite of the 4 of them. But
I'm guessing. I think the bottom left would be my favorite out of 4.
okay. That's fair. I mean, it's fine. These
Yeah,
are
it's
all
fine.
honestly just fine.
They're just fine, but that's Daniel. He's just
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the final gown.
She was tripping all over the bottom of this dress.
Oh,
She was tripping.
girl.
I'm like,
Melissa. Oh,
Rebecca,
Rebecca.
you've been with him this whole time. You get to the final one where they
Not
start
me
tripping
calling
over.
her Melissa.
Melissa, not last season, Melissa, but yeah,
Rebecca.
Rebecca.
I hate this gown.
I don't like
It
this
does
gown
nothing for
either.
her. The
I don't
front
like the
little
color.
emblem piece, the color
I-
is bad.
It's just I don't. I want to snatch that
What
emblem piece off.
when the judges said lack of cohesion, I was like, honestly, yeah.
Honestly, yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
yeah. But
yeah. Because his
okay.
theme was military theme, and
It
I
was
was
like
like,
military meets like Japanese sleekness was the
and I was like,
idea.
right, and I was like, I don't get any of that on anything that you've done.
I get a little bit of it in the fabric choices. That's what I got it for mostly, but
Which one, military or
no, the Japanese
Japanese?
sleekness.
Okay, yeah,
I got that
Japanese.
in the more like floral prints that he
Yes,
chose,
yes,
juxtaposed with these like darker colors. I got that in fabric choices, but ultimately in the designs, it didn't translate for me in that way.
same.
So I'm gonna give Daniel overall. I'm gonna give Daniel a 65.
Mm, overall, it's a 62.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next is Chloe. First 4 looks. That first look is so good.
It's cute. I wish it opened up.
Same. The way that some of her other looks opened up. Yeah.
Yeah. I,
I
I
agree with
mean, I
that.
feel like that could have been a big oversized jacket like dress, and then because
Hmm.
she had a full dress underneath it, so I don't know
Yeah,
why they didn't open that up and just have the gold dress shown underneath it. But other than that,
yeah,
it's cute. Everything else is all right.
it's cute. This
It's cute.
green fabric she was using was not my absolute favorite fabric, but I think she made it look good.
Hmm.
So, move to the middle of the collection. The bottom left is her 13th look.
Hmm.
And it really honestly did pull the collection together perfectly.
Yeah, I think that was one of my favorite looks, honestly.
The 13th look is definitely one of my favorite looks.
But
I
I
like
do like this bottom left. It looks so good on this model.
bottom left or bottom right.
Bottom right.
The bottom right is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
It looks really good on her, and
Both of the
it's
bottom looks in
the
this
bottom. Yeah,
scenario
bottom
are
looks
very
slay.
good.
Yeah, bottom
The
looks slay.
top right is good. There's just no good full body shots, but the way that that jacket is constructed is really, really good. I was a
Mm-hmm.
big fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
This blue
The blue
floral
fabric,
fabric is
love,
everything. This
love.
bottom right is my favorite look of the collection.
I like both of them. I love both of the blue looks. I think they
Yeah.
both look amazing and different. But so, yeah, great.
Yeah.
I even like this top right top left.
Top left is really good too.
I like all four looks, honestly.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
honestly. Yeah.
All four looks are good.
And I also really love this final gown
I
on
like the back of
Grace.
this final gown. I don't like
Yeah,
the front of it. I like the back of it.
I agree completely. I agree completely. Yeah, it's good.
It is good. It's a good. I like more of these pieces than I did the other pieces.
Agreed. I think I'm gonna give Chloe a 78.
I was gonna say 75. Mm-hmm.
Works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Santino.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like these looks. I'm
Do
not gonna
you
lie.
really? Because I don't.
I'm not going to lie. I thought Santino did a really good job, and it wasn't as Santino as we've seen on the
Yeah,
season, which I appreciated very much. The first look, we don't get the full body look, but it flowed very pretty, and it was
yeah.
I just like because like you can see it in the background of the second look here, top how it looked. It was very pretty, and I love the blue dress. I think
The
that was one of
bottom
my
left is
favorite.
my favorite of these four. I think my issue is just this like puce fabric that he used throughout all three of the other looks in this little set.
Mhm.
I hate the way that fabric looks.
I don't mind the fabric. I think it's cute.
Okay,
I think it was dainty. I think it was feminine, and that's what he was
sure,
going for. It was
sure,
definitely a feminine look, and so
sure.
I appreciated that. I liked them.
For more, I like the bottom right. The bottom right is good, and I love the way the model was posing. Um, but like the rest of them, honestly, are kind of basic.
Yeah, I do think they're simple, too simple,
Yeah.
very simple.
But this bottom right, I love the lavender, and I love the
Hmm.
lavender addition the
Hmm.
into the collection because I think
Hmm.
there's a couple more. Not
I
really.
love the red.
The red,
I
oh, the red
love
is
the
so good.
red. I
The red is so
love the red
good.
so much. Ugh,
So good.
ugh, so
So good.
good.
This top right is interesting, and I don't mind it.
Yeah. No, I like the bottom left because it's we saw it when he was at 10, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
yes, that's beautiful. That fabric is pretty,
Oh, that's the one with
and
the stuff in the front, right?
yes,
That's my favorite look of the collection.
yeah, it's
I thought he
very
had
pretty.
Heather in that look, actually, but no, I
Mm.
think. And then what was the 13th look? I don't even remember.
We haven't
Was
seen it
it the
yet.
red? Or no?
Go back.
Was Heather wearing the 13th
No,
look?
go back. Nope, go
No,
back.
this is the one with the stuff in the front.
Yeah, go back. Go back. That 13th look was that look at the bottom left.
Oh,
Oh no, it's the top. It's this top.
I
It's
don't
this top
remember.
right. It is. It's this top right.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you can
Because
see
that
the
was
little.
Dominique.
That was Dominique.
Yes, the top right was there. And it looked so much better on the runway. I thought it was so pretty. I thought Andre
Yeah.
did a really good job, and that was really good fabric. It looked so much better on the runway. This picture doesn't do it justice.
No.
But yeah,
And then this is the look we're talking about.
this
The
is the
stuff in
look
the
we're talking.
front. This is Heather's
Because
look.
he had two dresses with the same fabric.
Yeah, this is the one I think that he showed Tim, and
He
Tim was
showed Tim both of them.
oh, did he? I don't.
Yeah. He showed Tim both of them, and I liked both of them. I was like the short version and then the longer version. I liked it.
Work.
This was really good. I liked this look. I really did.
Work.
Overall, I would give it a 71.
I'm gonna match that 71 actually.
Yeah.
That's that. I think my
Yeah.
favorite look of all three collections is Chloe's, the blue floral with the blue sleeves. I think that's gonna be my favorite look overall.
Overall, I will probably give Santino's red because I love.
Okay, interesting.
I love Santino's red, but I also love Daniel's floral jacket. That first jacket combo look, like, and then all of their 13th looks were so good to me.
So good.
But yeah. Ugh.
Well, we get a winner.
We do.
We have a winner.
We do.
And it's Chloe. Yay, Chloe. She's a winner. I loved it.
I loved it. I'm
Big
glad
fan.
for Chloe. I was fine with that because I think her collection is definitely more marketable and wearable, and it's going to be good. I think everybody would have wanted to wear some of those pieces.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Chloe.
Chloe.
And that's Project Runway Season 2.
Woo!
So we're going to take a little bit of a break to kind of get our schedule back balanced because we've got Big Brother today as of the time we're filming. So we're going to take a couple weeks off of Make It Work Monday, but we will be back with Big Brother Monday. That's also happening.
Yep.
And Big Brother Friday, for that matter. And yeah, we'll move on at some point in the near future to Season 3.
3.
Woo!
We're going to do Season 3, and we're going to do Survivor Kagian. It's going to be our next Survivor that we're also doing on this channel. So in a couple weeks or so, maybe we'll see. We just have to get our schedule balanced, but we'll be back with Make It Work Monday and Outwit Wednesday, and then. But for now, we're going to fill all those times in with Expect the Unexpected Mondays and Expect the Unexpected Fridays.
Truly and genuinely and honestly. So, so thank you for joining us for our coverage of Project Runway Season 2. Like we said, we'll be back very soon with Project Runway Season 3. In the meantime, make sure to hit all of the buttons on your preferred audio platform or YouTube that lets us know that you like us, because we like you. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cup Pod for all of your most up-to-date Cup news. And while you're at it, make sure to follow Lana and I on Twitter, because we're lovely and wonderful and great. Get your merch, link in the description below while you're down there following us and following The Cup. Get your Cup merch and
follow us also on the Cup Pod, our main channel.
Yes. Main channel shenanigans. Cheers, Lana.
Cheers.
Woo. Cheers. In fashion, one day you're in, and the next day you're out. And we are out.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye, designers.